So since everyone is here, nearly, we should get started. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Bismillah. Dear participants, we are really excited to have the great opportunity to welcome you to our Leadership Institute, Aspire Leadership Network, to attend the workshop about Plan Your Success. Of course, we are very eager to enjoy this chance to meet and work with you all today. I welcome everyone. We have participants from Indonesia. You are welcome, from India, from Nigeria, from Australia as well. So we are welcome everyone here today with us. Since we have a lot of new participants, I'm going to just present a little bit about our academy. Aspire Leadership Network is a leadership academy. It was launched early this year in January. Our vision is to develop a pipeline of diverse and innovative future leaders for the wider society to each level. We used to do a workshop face-to-face, but because the lockdown COVID, we are doing that online. And I'm doing workshop every month, so it's monthly workshop. And you can check our website here. It has all the information about the courses, the resources, information about us, our mission, our philosophy. And we have a lot of courses, but I chose here to put our most popular courses. So this one, the first one is the role model and life planning. I did that on the 30th of September. It was the 3 days, 28, 29, and 30. It was about the role model and how to write a life plan. It was really successful and with very outstanding group. The second one, Living the Laws of Leadership and Habits of Highly Effective People. This workshop based on the book of Dr. Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's you can train anyone in this workshop: parents, teachers, doctors, engineers. It was really beautiful workshop. This one took with me 6 hours to finish because it's 2 workshops together. Third one, Discovering Future Leaders. It's about our youth, our students, our kids, how to discover the signs, the characteristics of leaders in our children, and how to encourage them to be leaders in the society. Demystifying Leadership, how leaders are made, where in the society, in the family, which is the first institute of to make children, and how to implement all these leadership characteristics in our children, and how to encourage them to be good leaders as well. The qualities and style of leadership. In every work, we need to know the styles of leadership. So are you dominant? Are you influential? Are you steady? Are you cautious? And if you know your style, you know how to, where to go and how to choose your work. And if you are an employer, if you are you have a medical center or a school or an organization, non-for-profit, corporate, anything, you can test your employees and know their styles and know where to put them exactly, which department. And it will save you a lot of money and time, because you know their style of leadership. Public speaking, it was really successful. I did that with our youngsters just before the lockdown. Let's start now our workshop today. It's about Plan Your Success. And that's the elements or the items that we want to discuss today. What it is important to plan your own personal development plan. What's about the personal development plan? What are the elements of your personal development plan? The practical steps as well to personal development plan, and celebrate your success. I put celebrate your success in the end, and I want to celebrate with the success as well, your success in the beginning. Why do you celebrate your success? Well, I put that in the beginning because we have to celebrate every steps we did in our life. Do you celebrate your achievements? Do you celebrate your little achievements? Most of the time, we are so focused on the things we didn't have, we didn't accomplish, we failed in, that we forget how good we are. It's time right now to acknowledge your success before you start anything, before we start planning, before we start writing your goals. You have to celebrate what you have achieved. You have changed, you have grown, you've been working on heaps of things. So think about this. Give yourself time to celebrate how far you have come and the movement you have made. Too often we have caught in the process and forget that part of living in the moment. Live in the moment and be happy and be grateful. When we are talking about celebrating your success, we are not talking about the social norm ideals of celebration. I'm talking about your feelings, your fulfillment, this inner peace inside you. So how have you changed? What is different about your life? So celebrate every little success you have achieved over the past few years. Think about this. Every step, every move, every direction you have chosen made you stronger and better and who you are. Do not neglect anything. You have to think about everything you made in your life. So much of society focused on what is going wrong, blaming, complaining, blaming the weather sometimes, blaming friends, blaming parents. Don't blame anyone. Just focus on positive things. Be positive. So spend some time on what was gone right in your life. The little success, no matter how small they are, the change you have made, the fears you have faced, the transformation that has taken place, they all are important in your life. So celebrate your success for these reasons. You have to be proud of yourself and how far you have come. You deserve to celebrate your change and your growth, no matter how small it may seem. And the secondary benefit of doing this, that you are setting a new vibrational frequency. So there is new expectation of attracting more and more of this to be grateful for. More things to feel good about. When you feel good about this, you will attract some more goals and you are excited to do some more goals and to implement it. So think about your spirituality, your level of connectedness, your intelligence, your talents, your skills, and your feelings of appreciation and gratefulness. What you have achieved as well, physically and financially. Adjusting then the path that it is ahead of you and allow space for more goals to come and for more celebration and satisfaction. When we do this, we are positive, we are starting a new page, we want to celebrate ourselves first and then start a new page of new goals, a new endeavor in your life.
Don't need it at the moment. What do you need it for? Sorry?
If you can mute yourself, please. Now, what are the benefits of planning? Self-empowerment, the first one, self-empowerment and motivation to reach goals. One of the key benefits of personal development is the feeling of self-empowerment it imbues you with. So as I said, fulfillment is the key. Investing in yourself allows you to manage yourself more effectively and become proactive about your future. You don't be reactive, you have to be proactive. You become empowered to make things happen rather than waiting for things to come to you. And by the way, studies and research said that opportunities that they come to you, they not 1%, they just 1 per 1,000. So if you're gonna sit down and wait for opportunities to come to you, you are going to wait a lot. So we have to be proactive, not wait for opportunity to come. We have to do things in our life to be able to work and be successful. Frederick Herzberg, one of the great behavior scientists, did a study of the work on attitudes on thousands of people, ranging from factory workers to executive to directors. He discovered that the one major factor that motivated people was the work itself. If the work was exciting or interesting, the worker looked forward to doing it. That's why in my previous workshop, I said to you, you have to be, when you choose your study, when you choose your field, when you choose your work, you have to be in love with your work, in love with your study, passionate about what you are doing, because you will excel in everything if you love your work. So this is what every successful person loves. This is like a game. We seek a chance for self-expression, a chance to prove our worth, to excel and to win. And planning is a major stress management tool. Stress may be a natural part of life. It is in a human being. We all have stressful moments in our life, but knowing how to manage it, it can greatly impact your quality of life. And planning is one of the most effective ways to manage the stress and to control it. Actively planning instead of passively reacting and sitting down and blaming on the weather, on the people around you. No, we have to do our bit. You have to be proactive. So it is planning, it is proven to reduce stress, because when you put the goals in your planner and you have no time to think about stress, no time to think about anything, it's just work, your work. It's not just work, it's about your relationship, your work, your spirituality, your connection, your knowledge, everything in your plan. You will see, we will include everything, the 5 dimensions in your life. So it will be really exciting in the end. And planning can make you happier. Yes, research suggested that planning for something can boost your mood and make you feel happier. Just picking at your planner and seeing that you have an upcoming social event, like vacation or milestone that you put in your plan, you will imagine this milestone and this vacation and you will be happy. Even if it's in 2, 3, 5 years time, but you will be excited to do it because you have this image, this vision, this picture in front of you. How cool is that? There is no doubt that humans are happiest when they are fulfilled in their lives and not stagnating. Developing new skills, changing careers, having new experiences, learning new languages, having new skills are all part of growing as a person. However, it can be all too easy to feel stuck. Yes, doing the same thing day in, day out, doing the same thing. If you find yourself in this kind of scenario, it may be time to work on action plan. And we are learning today how to do your action plan and how to set your goals, these SMART goals that you have to set in a proper way that you can be motivated to implement. Now, giving space for balance in life, that's the 4th one. If you remember, for those who attended the workshop with the course of life planning end of September, before we started the life planning, we did the exercise of balance your life. Why we did this exercise? Because planning gives space for entertainment, for communication with others, with relationship, for spirituality, for work, for skills, for everything. What I did, I included under each dimension. We have 5 dimensions in our life: physical and health, spiritual, intellectual and knowledge, social, and we have financial and skills. Now, I included under each dimension 20 activities, and these activities has to be done in our life. And if you are weak in one of these activities, you have to put it as what? As your goal. And if you are good, you have to maintain it, because it's really important. So it's really important to maintain everything in your life as you focus on the top level. So plan for your spiritual, for your social, for your physical, your financial, for everything in your life. Five areas in your life. Now, planning helps you achieve more goals. That's obvious. And think about it. Did you put 2022 goals yet? How do you plan to achieve them? What we did last month, we put a plan for 20 years, and we broke down the goals into 5 years goals and 1 year goal, and then you can do it in monthly goal and weekly goal, obviously. So before you answer this question, if you have goals in 2022 or not, you should know that planning with a paper planner increases your ability to track short and long-term goals. And it holds you accountable to your goals. One time I asked a lady, because she was asking me a question about, life coaching, planning and stuff. And I said to her, do you have a plan? She said, yes, I have a plan. Plenty of goals. And I said, show me your plan. She said, I didn't write my plan. Then I said to her, you don't have a plan. If you don't try to plan, you don't have a plan. Because if you have it written in front of you, it motivates you. And you can track your short and long-term goals. And it holds you accountable to your goals and helps you reach these goals when you jot down the steps necessary to achieve them. So make sure you write your goals. If you don't write the goals, you don't have any written life plan. So make a plan and go for it. Also, planning can make you more productive. This may sound like no-brainer. Yes, but you would be surprised how effective planning is for boosting productivity. Listen to this. 93% of life planner users agree it helps them to be more productive. But also, writing down your plans allows you to go back and track your performance. So you learn what's working and what isn't, which helps you become more efficient too. So it's very important to, again, I emphasize on writing your goals. And the last one is about time. Planning saves you time. Time management, which is an expression that I have concern with, I will explain that in a moment, is a skill essential for success. But we all know that the struggle is real about time. Try it for yourself and see how much time you will save every day if you plan, how much time you save every week, every month, every year. For each 1 hour, you write your plan and you implement in the time of the implementation, you save 4 hours for every 1 hour, for every 1 hour. So the bonus is planning positively reinforces this habit. You will be consistent on doing and implementing your plan. It's a positive, productive cycle. It will be. So now let's talk about time, because time it's very connected to planning. And I have a hadith by our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, the feet of a servant will not move on the day of resurrection until he's asked about 4 matters: his lifetime and how he used it, his youth, again time, this is life as well, and how he exhausted his wealth and his knowledge. Now, the topic of planning is very closely, I said, because it's related to the topic of time. Why? Because time is life. So, however, if someone died, the first question they ask, how old is she? How old is he? Did they ask about her weight or his height? No, of course not. They ask about the age, because his age or her age, that's her life, that's his life. So whoever wastes time is wasting his life. Personally, I'm always following a diary, a planner, a life plan from long time ago, and it's very efficient, very efficient. So in the past, let's talk about time management. That I said I have concern about this. In the past, around the 1930s, management and leadership scholars were lecturing about how do we organize our time, and thus they call their courses time control or organizing time. But when they studied this concept really further, they found that this saying is not true, is not right. It doesn't make sense. This is because time is the most organized thing in the world. It's already organized by God Almighty. So 24 hours a day, 12 months a year, 60 minutes and an hour. It's everything, it's organized. How can we organize the time? Then they thought about it and they said, we call it time management. But management is if you want to define management, definition of management, okay? It's the control of resources for better productivity and time management. So can we control time? Can I make the 1 hour 80 minutes, for instance? Can I borrow some time? Can I buy some time? I wish. I can't. So the concept of time management is wrong. They said the word time management is also wrong. They changed the concept. But you know, time management until now, this expression is so popular, really popular. So if you Google or research time management on Google, you will have like 1,000 papers under time management, written under time management. But it's wrong concept. We can never control time. We can never manage time. How can I efficiently use my time then? What do we have to do? We have to control ourselves. We have to control ourselves, not time. So planning ourselves, planning our life, planning ourselves, what we have to do, planning and organization are required in all small and big matters. If a person wants his or her work to be done correctly and completely, they must be keen on organizing and arranging it. And this starts from the simplest things: arranging your room, organizing your desk. You will be really happy to sit down on your desk and write and enjoy it. Do you enjoy the mess around you? Of course not. Nobody enjoys being around a messy room. So if you have this habit to organize your room, to organize your desk, then you will have this habit to start organizing your life, your entire life. Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect. Where were you 5 years ago? I want you to take this moment and reflect now. And if you don't want to answer in the chat box, you want to keep it for you because it's very personal, it's fine with me. But you are welcome to interact, to answer this question. So we can, you can share with me. I don't want just me keep talking all the time. So take a moment to reflect. Where were you 5 years ago? Because another question I will be asking towards the end of this session, another question about 5 years time. So reflect on this now how do you mostly feel now compared to 5 years ago? Have any of the things you set out to do come to pass? Reflect about this. See the transformation that has already taken place within you. It may be that there are not too many things on the outside that are necessarily different. What is really important is the inside. How do you think you feel? How do you feel? The reason I'm asking this question, because after we go through the practical steps of writing our goals, we will ask another question regarding the goals as well in 5 years. So answer this question. I'll give you 2 minutes to answer this question, and then we'll move on to another thing. Dr. Safia, I was in Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's good. Alhamdulillah, I feel good about this. Anyone else wants to share? Dr. Ahlam, nice to have you here. Now I'm completely different than 5 years ago. That's good. Do you feel good now about yourself? That's good. Alhamdulillah. That's good, Dr. Safia. We are very proud of you. Alhamdulillah. Very good, Iman. Very good. We have an action plan about PhD today. I put it especially for you.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for your support. You know, this is my...
That's excellent. I'm very proud of you, Iman. Very proud.
Thank you, doctor.
Inshallah, inshallah, Dr. Safia. Inshallah, you achieve more and more. Bi'Iznillah. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, let's, because it's very personal, I'm not gonna put pressure on you, but inshallah, we'll ask another question. Let's move on to use your personal development plan to celebrate more growth. How and why? How? Let's start with the question how. Achieving your goals isn't always easy. I agree 100%. You can struggle to implement your goals because you don't have the motivation, maybe you put goals really high for your abilities. This is often due to not having simple practical steps as well to do or to write your life plan. And probably setting goals really high. We will be learning today how to set different kind of goals. I'm going to share with you this story. Dale Carnegie, I think you heard about him. He offered an example in his book. He said about a boy who was struggling with algebra. His father made flashcards for him, the little one, or the white one. And every night his father would time him on how long it took for him to get all of the cards right. Their goal was to do it in under 8 minutes. Okay, that's the goal. The first night, it took 52 minutes with him to finish the cards. The boy thought he would never get there. But what happened? They broke down the goals. These goals broke down into little ones. Every time they said, okay, we'll do another trial, and they knocked off a few minutes less. So 48 minutes, 44 minutes, 41 minutes. And every time he reached something 4 or 5 minutes less, they would call in his mother, and the 3 of them would celebrate and dance and sing and reward the boy, because he reached Yes, it's a low goal, but he reached something. And this gave the boy the motivation to keep improving, and even made it fun until he got so good that he hit his goal and did it in 8 minutes. How cool is that? Why? Because he was motivated by the people around him. He was, the goal, it's really high goal, but the father broke down the goal into little goals so he can achieve that. So this is very important to put in mind, that we can achieve the goal, even if it's high. We will be motivated to do this. And the question why we use personal development plan to celebrate more growth. Because the wonderful thing about following these steps is that what you are doing is planning for what? Think about it. For your success and for your own happiness. If you think positively, as I said in the beginning, when I start celebrating you, your achievement, your steps, your little things, you are celebrating your success and you are celebrating your happiness. If you follow these practical steps that I'm going to talk about, you will reach milestones and you achieve your goals. Then you can relax and celebrate your success. We will be celebrating success today in the end as well, because you deserve this. We are going to learn the practical steps to personal planning today, because personal planning is a lifelong process. It is a way for people to assess their skills and qualities and consider their aims in life and set goals in order to realize and maximize their potential. As a human being, everyone has potential, but we have to dig deep and see what are these potential, and to improve this potential and to be able to reach our potential. What's the plan? What I'm talking about, what is plan? Personal development plan is a continuous process of self-improvement. That's you. It's via learning some skills, new language maybe, earning new qualifications in your life. It's never too late. We still learning. I'm still learning. So it's just on personal level now, developing, deepening the more spiritual side, your connectedness with spirituality, everything. Your plan is just like any other. It's just the only difference is that it relates just to you. It's highly personalized. Sometimes you don't want to say your goals, that's fine. But you have to know how to write your life plan. We can facilitate the process of writing the life plan, but we cannot write the life plan on your behalf. You have to write your goals. We can teach you how to write it, how to reach your skill of writing this life plan. And each time you can improve. But you have to think about your goals and you have to write these goals. A plan is a structured approach which will enable you to keep on track. It may seem obvious, but if you don't know where you are heading, you started then, it's impossible to see how far you have traveled. Let's think about this metaphor. If you want to go to a destination, you have to grab a map and see how long it will take, 2-3 hours. What are the routes? Probably 2, 3, 4 routes. A navigator, you can put the navigator, and sometimes the navigator choose the route for you. And on the way, it makes you change the route. Why? Because some crisis there, some challenges on the route. So you have to know the strategy, your plan, where to go, the time, the deadlines. Everything is so exciting about this destination. So we have to know where to go. Let's start now with the practical steps to writing your self-plan, self-development plan. Everyone would want to improve something in their life. Someone will want to improve skills, his job, her relationship, her health, her income, his professional achievements. Everyone is different. Unfortunately, not many people are successful when it comes to achieve their self-improvement goals. This is often due to not having a simple, a concrete plan as well in the first place, or setting goals. How to set these goals? You have to learn how to set the goals. There are some rules to set goals, and we will learn the rules now today. If you are looking to get a salary raise, get another degree, or get another qualification, or even to enhance your college grade, everything, you need a plan in everything. So what's your first step? Our first step today is pre-evaluation. Let me give you this metaphor about diagnose before prescribe, because we have doctors today, and I'm going to give you this metaphor as well. If you study every field of human endeavor, you study problem-solving process in every profession without an exception, and you will always find to understand precedes action. You have to understand something before you action. You do the action. Is that right? So to understand precedes judgment. Doctors diagnose before they prescribe. Teachers pre-assess before they teach. We have such a tendency to rush in, to fix things up with good advice, but we often fail to take the time to diagnose, to really deeply understand the problem first. Diagnose before you prescribe. If you don't diagnose right, you can't prescribe right. You wouldn't have any confidence in doctor's prescription unless you have confidence in their diagnosis. So before looking at any personal plan or strategy, you first need to get a clue of where you stand, on which ground, what do you have now as current situation. Sit alone and critically analyze different aspects in your life. This is very personal. You have to do it yourself. Sit down and analyze, pre-evaluate your situation objectively, but determine if any improvements are needed. Do you need any improvements in your life? And in which dimension to improve? We said we have 5 dimensions in our life. So I'll give you an example here. Obviously, for those who attended with me the workshop, you just revise the balance of life exercise. You revise it every month. So you know what you have improved and what you have to put as a goal as well for the future. I gave you this example. It's a just example of for each dimension of our life. So are you happy with your job? This is a question for your financial part of our dimension. Do you take care of your body? Do you practice gratitude and pray to God? Are your relationship with your family, friends, and colleagues the way you would want them to be? Do you read books? Do you attend training seminars? There are heaps of questions. As I said, in each dimension, I put 20 activities. Maybe you can put more. And you sit down and you analyze your life, each dimension of your life, and you put what you need to improve, and you put it as a goal. And you can rate this question or these activities or anything in your life, rate it from 1 to 10, and start putting goals out of these dimensions. Now, analyze your strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, you can do something better than you can others do, and it's very, very powerful if you do this. Really, you have to sit down on a paper, put all your weaknesses, put all your strengths, and start checking your weaknesses. How many, subhanAllah, you will find a lot of weaknesses in you. You can't believe it, but you have to put them to be able to improve and to be able to write goals to improve these weaknesses. And studies show that most people perceive their weaknesses as easy to overcome in future while being confident of retaining their strength. So it's really important to put your strength as well. So you can achieve things in your strength, in this field of strength. Understanding your various strengths and weaknesses help you determine the techniques to use in your personal development journey, because you need this. You need this analysis. You may be, for instance, a good listener and a caring friend, but you have an anger problem. And if you are not conscious of that, it could mess up your relationship with your friends, with your colleague, with your friends, with your family. You have to put it as a goal to be able to control your anger, because it's up to you here. Now, the third one is clearly define your goals. That's really important now. It comes after the pre-evaluation and after analyzing your weaknesses and your strength. Now you have your weaknesses and your strength. You have, from your balance your life, you have some weaknesses as well, some activities that you don't do. So you have heaps of goals to put. So you can put your goals now. After determining the areas in your life that need improvement, turn them into goals straight away. Make them key subjects of your goals. For a start, list them in no particular order. Start writing them down. The goals you set need to be realistic, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and very important to put deadlines, which is the time bound. Very, very important to do this. So the goals you set need to be really, really realistic and straightforward. Otherwise, you may find yourself quitting in the middle. If you don't put a right goal, a measurable goal, it's not gonna work with you. For instance, I'll give you an example. You can't just have losing weight as a goal. Specifying how many pounds you want to lose and the estimated period to do is a better way to frame it while making it easier for next steps. So it's better to specify everything so you can achieve this goal. I'll give you examples. I give you 3 examples here. And if you want, you can write some goals on your paper. If you want to ask me about these goals, I can help you as well. I chose 3 goals. So the first one is, the first example is authoring several books. Is that a goal? Yes, it is a goal, but it's not a SMART goal. It's not measurable. It's not attainable. There is no deadline, nothing. So if we want to have it as a SMART goal, we have to be more specific. Authoring 2 books within 3 years. This is the general one. And then you can break down this into a yearly one. So this is a SMART goal. The other example is, I'm going to lose 10 kilo. The SMART, I'm going to lose specifically 1 kilo every week by choosing healthy meal options over processed foods. And we have Maya today with us. She can give you some tips as well on losing weight. So this is a SMART goal. I'm going to lose 10 kilo. Okay, fine. Where, how, when? There's no motivation about this. So if you put SMART goal, you will be motivated to achieve this. Another example, I want to run my own consulting business. This is a goal. This is very broad goal. But we have to write it as SMART and write it down as, within 1 year, I will land my first client after organizing a sensible plan for sending out pitches. Very good. I have 1 year here to focus on. That's it. So we have plenty of time to sit down and break down this goal into monthly goal. It is a SMART goal. And we can be accountable in every month to this goal. You have to go back and check what we have done about this. Let me check the chat if we have anything. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some tips. I taught that in the Arabic free webinar, and someone asked me about this again. So I thought I'll put it again in this seminar. Now you have goals, and you have to break down these goals into weekly goals, the monthly goals into weekly goals. So I chose 2 goals of mine, reading 2 books. And by the way, you have to aim to read 2 books a month, start like this. And 1 book is 200 pages. So if you read 1 book of 400 pages, it's enough as a start, obviously. And we will be aiming for doing more and more. So I chose these 2 goals, and this is what I meant. So you aim high, and you aim for medium goal, and you aim for low. I chose leadership, these 2 books, Leadership Challenge by Stephen Covey, Reviving the Religious Science by Al-Ghazali. The aim high goal for me is 25 pages for each book every day. And the medium is 15 pages each, and the low is 5 pages each. Okay? Now, I suggest if you can start with the low. If you start with the low, okay, you tick, and for each one, there is marks, like 3 points for aim high, 2 points for medium, and 1 point for low, because you're gonna evaluate yourself in the end of the week. So what do? If you read the 5 pages, you tick the 5 page, that's 1 point. Okay, on Tuesday, I read as well 5 pages, so I tick 5 pages. But on Wednesday, I read 15 pages. So 15 pages, that's 2 points. And then on Thursday and Friday, I got really motivated and I read 25 pages. Very good. On Saturday, I got so busy, so I read 15 pages. Sunday, I got really busy with family, so I read 5 pages. The good thing about this table of writing goals is, even if you are not motivated to read the high goal or you are so busy to read the high goal or the medium goal, you will be reading the 5 pages and you will be satisfied. You will have this inner peace. Why? Because you achieved something. You achieved a goal. Okay? So this is the, do you have any question about the table before I move to the other, to the weekly evaluation? Anyone has any question? Please don't be embarrassed to ask question, because this is very important in our plan. You have to know how to write plan, a goal, before you finish a plan. So goals are really important to write, and this table will help you when you break down the goal, the monthly goal into weekly goal. It will help you a lot. It will motivate you. If you want to go and exercise for an hour a day, same thing. You put the aim high 1 hour, you put the medium for half an hour, you put the low 10 minutes. That's fine. You can walk 10 minutes and you will be satisfied. So it's better than nothing. Okay, I'll check if I have question. Do you have a question? All clear? Okay, great. Thank you. All right. This is the weekly evaluation. So for me, it's 13. Look, it's very good. It's very good. So I'm very excited. I'm very motivated to do more because under 7 is the bed, which is 7 is the number of the days. So if you achieve 1 point a day, it's still good, which is the low goal. It's still good. So I want you to try probably this method. And when you are consistent, inshallah, it will be habit. It will be going really good in your life to do this goal. Any question about the goals before we move on to something else? Nothing? Okay, good. Now, that's a big thing. Prioritize your goals. Now, we wrote the goals. You did pre-evaluation. We know the ground where we're sitting. We know our weaknesses. We know our strengths. We are writing our goals. Now we have to prioritize our goals. How? I have a beautiful method for that. So it is no-brainer that some challenges are more urgent and therefore need to be handled first. But how to know that? How to know which one is more important than the other? This one. This is very important matrix, and it's done by Dr. Stephen Covey. I think I explained that in our workshop, how to be highly effective leader. When I read this matrix, I thought, oh, it's very complicated. But believe me, when I was trained on using this matrix, it's the best. It is the best. Look, as we can see, the two factors here that define activity, any activity in your life is urgent or important. Is that right? So urgent or important. Anything in your life, urgent or important. Urgent means it requires immediate action. Okay? It's now, have to do it now. Urgent things act on us, like it's, you know, we have to do it. It's a crisis, it's pressing problems. A ringing phone is urgent. Most people can't stand the thought of just allowing the phone ringing. Even if they are in a meeting. Hello, why? You are in a meeting. You just put the phone away, shut it down, that's it. We have this problem. Most people can't stand this. If the phone were to ring while you were in a meeting, it would generally take a precedence over it. So we have to answer. We all face the same dilemma, believe me. If I want to sit down to work on my material, on my lectures, I have to just shut down this phone. I will be really distracted by everything around me. And it's very productive when you don't have any phone around you, nothing. You will be very productive. So you have to be careful about this. If the phone were to ring, don't worry about it. Don't worry. We are caught between the urgent and the important. What's the importance, on the other hand, has to do with what? It's with your goals, with your vision, with your life plan, with your strategy, with your opportunities. And what we do, we don't care about the important and not urgent. We put them away. We will do that later. And this is the most important thing in our life. And this is wrong if we don't do it now. What do? We do the crisis, the problems, the interruptions, the emails, the quick meetings, even the people, they ask us about things. If someone asks you about something, it's not connected to your goals, do not do it, say no. Stephen Covey said, if you say no, there is a big yes behind the no. The big yes, it's your job, it's your activities, it's your goals. You have to do it yourself. Nobody can do it for you. So if you do the stuff for the people, you're out. You don't have anything. You didn't achieve any activities. And Peter Drucker, the management philosopher, said, effective people don't solve problems, they pursue opportunities. So we want to pursue opportunities to be efficient, to be effective in our society. Whether you are a student at university, you're president in a company, a doctor, a teacher, a parent, I believe if you were to ask what lies in Q2, the not urgent and important, cultivate the proactivity to go after it, you would find the same results. Your effectiveness would increase dramatically if you focus on Q2. Your crises and problems would shrink. Why? Because you did your things. If you don't focus on the not urgent important, it will create the urgent important. Why? Because you create a crisis with your hands, because you didn't do your stuff, you didn't do your bit. So your crises and problems would shrink to manageable proportion because you would be thinking ahead. You are proactive, you are doing your stuff. This is the not urgent important. This is what you do. I put in orange, plan. Here, it's your plan. You plan, you keep planning here. And you work on your roots here, doing the preventive things that keep situation from developing into crisis in the first place. So please try this. Leave. I put under urgent, important, these activities, execute, because you have to do it now. What do you do in your planner? As a start, if you have pressing problems, deadline you have to do, you execute now. And you start planning, you start going to activities Q2. Now, in time management jargon, this is called the Pareto principle. Have you heard about 80-20? 80% of the results flow out of 20% of the activities. This is the 20% of the activities here. Important, not urgent. Okay, so we have to focus on the Q2. What's a Q3? This is interruptions, some calls, some emails, friends, they want you to do activities for them, delegate. If you can delegate all of this activity, most of these activities. Q4, some friends, they are in a restaurant, they rang you, come to us, we are there, we are going to cinema and stuff. If it's not planned by your goals, it's not, because if we want to plan our goals, we have relationship as well. We have plan for the relationship, we have space for the relationship. If it's not planned, just neglect or withdraw. We don't have to be busy in activities that it's wasting our time. That's what we want in our life. We want to be efficient. So quadrant 2 activities are very powerful. I want you to focus on quadrant 2 activities because they are closely tied to results. Your effectiveness will increase dramatically with a small increase in those activities. Your crises will be fewer and smaller in the Q1. So say yes to important things, to your goals, you say no to others. You can't just keep saying yes to others and leave your things out. Okay, so it's very important. Do you have any question about this? Because I want you to understand the time management matrix. It's very important to know how to prioritize your goals. Do you understand this matrix before I move on to something else? So when you do this, what do you do this? I want you to put the activities under the life plan under the Q2, the activities of crisis that you have now, pressing problems under a Q1, and start writing goals in the planner and execute these activities straight away. Do plan to execute them, to get rid of them. And then activity 3, start delegating. Activity 4, don't worry about them. When you plan your life, you will have space for your children, for your family, for your children to go to cinema with or to restaurant. This is planned already. I'm not denying to go anywhere with your family or with your friends, but you have to plan this yourself. Don't let things urgent come to you and be on the way of your plan. So I want you to focus on your activities. Any question before we move on? Good. Everything is good. Alhamdulillah. So now, after listing your goals, comb through them while giving weight to each goal depending on its relevance, urgency, and importance to you. And that can also positively affect other aspects of your life when achieved, and make it your main objective. For instance, you can prioritize reading books and doing training as a goal over the first half of the year. The benefits of that, which include a better knowledge in your field, and a result, it can positively enhance your confidence in yourself and your ability to teach others, and you catalyze your network development with participants or with stakeholders. So I want you to always think strategically from now on. Don't be caught in any other activity that it's not in your plan. Number 5, set milestones. We have to transform our goals to milestones now. Milestones are widely used to measure and indicate progress in tasks and projects. When going about your self-improvement journey, it is good to have some form of milestones or deadlines that will push you to work harder and that add up to achieving the main goal. For instance, if your goal is to be a millionaire and you make 100K annually, okay, you have as a milestone to double your income next year. I remember in our plan, I gave the financially rule. You have to double your income every 3 years. So if your income is 50,000 this year, in 3 years has to be 100,000. And for assets, you have to double your assets every 5 years. This is, you have to put it in your plan. And you have to take 20% of your income and put it aside as a saving. So you have to invest with this 20%. So this is some of the things that I taught the group, my group in the workshop. Now, let's design an action plan. Taking stock of your challenges, weaknesses, strengths, and milestone, create an action plan, detailing the actions that you intend to take to achieve your targets. The recommended number of activities towards accomplishing one goal is between 5 to 10. Okay, so for instance, I took an example as preparing doctorate. Preparing doctorate, we have 5 actions. You have to break down this in 5 actions. 5 action, okay, Iman? The first one, have a research master in your field in 3 years. It's done. You're done with this. Yeah, so what do? You choose, you do the other steps. You choose a good university, you start searching about scholarship, you put a goal which is for 6 months. Now, because you've got the master, put a goal in 6 months. Find a supervising professor. When you find the university, start finding the supervising, or read about the, sometimes you have to, some university, you have to find a professor, a supervisor beforehand. Some other university, they will give you the supervisor. You don't have to do it. So you have to ask the university. Mm-hmm. And submit a research qualification. Well, with my first doctorate, I had to submit a proposal. With my second one, now, they didn't ask me for a proposal, even though I prepared the proposal. Because it's a business leadership, it's just about business, about models, about assessing, about assignment, and it's a bit different. So every doctorate is different, Iman. So what do you have to do? You have to ask the university and read the orientation booklet in the university, what are requirements. And then you submit a research qualification document to the graduate office, and then congratulations, you become a PhD candidate. So I'm waiting for this news, Iman.
Inshallah, doctor. Thank you very much.
All right. This is an action plan for this example. And the 7 is review progress. Review progress is very, very important. So to measure your progress and the efficiency of your action plan, hold daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. And by the way, with because we wrote a plan for 20 years. You remember 20 years, you have to revise this plan every 6 months, and 3 months quick, and every 6 months in detail. So circumstance can change, your situation can change, your scenarios, your skills, something changed in your life. Goals are not stones, you can change them. We can change goals, you can do according to our scenarios. So we can do move your deadlines as well. You have to revise. Always you have to revise. So now, which areas are you keen on improving? After we did all of this, can you answer this question? I give you 1 or 2 minutes to answer this question. Which area? So we have five areas or 5 dimensions in our life. We have the health and physical. We have financial and skills. We have spiritual. We have social, relationship with people, with family, with others. And we have, what else I missed? Knowledge and intellectual. Okay. So obviously you have to sit down by yourself and do your analysis, everything. But now if you want to share with us something really come up to you like in your head, and you know that this area you have to improve something in it, you can share with us. You are welcome to share. I know it's a bit personal, that's why I'm not gonna press on anyone. So yes, spiritual, financial, knowledge. Oh, mashallah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you have to write a life plan, that's for sure. My spiritual and knowledge, mashallah, very good. Very good. I know physical and you're the best, huh? And health. I need to improve my health and physical as well as intellectual, mashallah. You are all the time doing training, mashallah. Probably with the physical because you are so busy, mashallah. Financial skills and knowledge, yes, Dr. Sophie, intellectual and knowledge, mashallah. You are, mashallah, I'm so proud of you all because you want to improve in everything, although you are all of you are knowledgeable and leaders, mashallah. So that's very good, very good. And we always have to learn and improve. Now, what would you like now to achieve in 5 years? You remember the first question I asked you? Okay, this is the second question. I want you to look ahead now in 5 years. What would you like to achieve in 5 years? I want you to write that in your paper. You don't have to write it down in the chat box if it's very personal, it's fine. So I want you, this question is very important for you. I want you to think about 10 and 20 years, actually. That's what I want everyone to think. And probably if you, Shaima, I'm very proud of you. I want to mention Shaima, she is a student that she attending with me the workshop. I had a meeting with her yesterday about her life plan, and I'm very proud of her. She started already her goal of 20 years. She broke it down into yearly, and she started doing this goal. I'm very proud of her. And I'm very proud of you all, actually, because everyone wants to learn and want to improve and wants to do the best in their life. I wish you all the best, anyone. Now, let's celebrate our success. celebrate in the beginning and celebrate in the end as well. What are the ways to celebrate our success? Celebrate success, it's how to use, we want to use your achievement, our achievement, to fuel more growth. Yes, as you celebrate accomplishment, it creates a deeper hunger to build an even stronger base and pull yourself to greater victory. You will raise your standard for what it is possible and develop the habits necessary to make sustainable success a part of who you are. First of all, practice gratitude. Do remember that plans are worthless without a true determination and will. I can't give you will, I can give you knowledge, but I can't give you will. You have to do it yourself. And whatever, remember this, whatever you will learn will come with the help of God Almighty, then by our own decision. And it is your choice, and it is your decision to follow the plan and to be successful. So take a deep breath and let yourself feel relieved and happy and excited. Take time for self-care. How? For me, having a great cup of coffee and sitting back and contemplating what I have accomplished, being thankful and using that energy to propel me forward. Achieving your goals isn't always easy. It takes hard work for inner strength. And it's easy to forget to take time for yourself sometimes. So when you reach a milestone, reward yourself and relax and celebrate your success. You will feel energized for new goals. Also, spend time with your loved ones. For me, I watch my kids with great admiration. I'm very proud of them. It is they who allow me to see any of my own success. I'm very proud of them. And you have to be proud of your kids as well. When we turn our shoulds into musts, we learn how to connect our goals back to our ultimate purpose. For many family is that purpose. It's the love and connection with your family, with your parents, with your kids. And show your appreciation. I look for a way to share it with the people that make it possible, with my dad and with my mom, first of all, and then with my friends, and thank my friend for being on my journey. Celebrate success by including them, give them gifts, small gifts of appreciation. Tell them how much they mean to you. The secret to living is giving. So even when you are celebrating your own accomplishment, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. William James said that. So if you are looking to inspire change in a child or in a student or in an employee, write out a list of milestones she or he will have. And in order to achieve the ultimate goal, they will be motivated to do it. And use it to fuel you. How? I use my success to fuel my energy and determination and to take steps toward my next goal. Our failures are learning moments. They are learning moments. They're not bad moments in our life. But our successes are the fuel that keeps us going and going up the ladder and going. Always celebrate accomplishment, no matter how small they are. Track your progress so that you can see how far you've come. And even if you haven't yet reached your ultimate goal, keep celebrating your small success. Stay positive in every step in your life. This is very important. And the conclusion now, of course, to conclude, self-improvement or personal plan, as I said, is a continuous process. It is a journey. It's not a destination that only ends when life ends. So to improve your living condition as well as your mental, physical, and social health, you need to continually seek upward progression. Having a self-improvement plan helps you to better understand yourself, your needs, and the strategy that you should follow to get preferred results. By the way, my next free webinar, it's about your personal how to write your personal strategy plan. Have you heard about a strategy plan for organization and company? I'm going to do a workshop about this in December, end of December, but this is the personal strategy. We need it for ourselves as well as a strategy. So it's very important to do a strategy as well. And this is the end of our seminar, our session. Inshallah, you have question, because I want you to ask me question. I want to help you in anything you want. It was really quick to the time. I know the time flies when it's really nice moment. So if you want, you can open your mic and you can talk if you want. If you want, you can write in the chat box, whatever you feel comfortable with, you can do. I'm ready for your questions. Thank you, Dr. Safia. Thank you, Shaima. Any questions about your goals, how to write action plan, about habits? Thank you, Qasim. No questions?
Yes, Assalamualaikum, Doctor. I'll give you a question.
Alaikum salam. Yes, please.
I think everyone's just mesmerized by the knowledge. They're trying to suck it in. Alhamdulillah. Look, my question is probably just give us like the importance of creating good habits, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's really always interests me.
Very smart question. Thank you. I was waiting for this question actually, Brother Ziad. Look,
No problems, yeah.
Yes, habits is very important in our life, because if you want to be motivated to do a goals, you have to transform your goal into a habit. What is a habit? The definition of habit is the intersection between three things: the knowledge, the skill, and the desire. The knowledge, skill, desire. Habits constantly express our character and produce our effectiveness or ineffectiveness. So they are bad habits. We are talking now about good habits. We want to follow good habits. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act. It is a habit. This is the word of Aristotle, not me. So the intersection of three things. The knowledge is about the what and the why. Okay. The skills, how we do it. And the desire is want. I want to do it. Okay. I give you an example. You may be ineffective in your interactions with your colleagues, with your friends, with your associates, because you constantly tell them what to do and you do not listen to them. You don't have this empathically listening. You don't listen. So you always tell people, commend people what to do. Now, even if you do know that in order to interact effectively with others, you really need to listen to them. Is that right? And you need to practice how to listen, because with practicing empathically, you have to know how to practice. You know how to listen, you have to practice. It's very hard for people that they always interrupt. Very hard, believe me. So it is a bad habit. We have to transform this bad habit into good habit. So I have to practice and have the knowledge and the skills. But wait, knowing you need to listen and knowing how to listen is not enough. Is that right? Unless you want to listen. You have to have the desire to listen. It won't be a habit in your life if you don't have the desire to listen. So creating a habit requires work in all three dimensions: in knowledge, skill, and desire. That's how I want you to transform your bad habits into good habits. And believe me, when you have these good habits in your life, this is a goal. You reach a goal. So I wasn't really motivated to do exercise or something, but when I put the small goal and medium goal and start exercising, start walking in the morning, I can't now not doing this little exercise bit in the morning, because if I don't do it, I can't sit down and work, because all my work, when I'm sitting down, I have to sit down and work, and it's very stressful not to stretch, not to walk. No, it's very, very stressful. So I transformed this into a habit. It is a habit now. I have to after I wake up and pray Fajr and stuff, just walk to the park. 7 o'clock, 7:30, I will be there for an hour and then come back to my work. This is a habit. That's it. If you miss one day, for example, on Wednesday, I had assessment presentation in the university. I couldn't go walking. I was fine, because 6 days I'm gonna walk. One day, if you missed one day, it's fine. You can walk like 10 minutes, as I said, and you can reach a small goal. It's just low goal. So a habit is very important in our life. When you transform your goal into habit, it's done. You will be motivated to do more and more. Any other question? Does that make sense, Ziad? Is that all right? You got it?
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
On the back of that, can I ask another question maybe?
Sure.
Obviously now what you just mentioned, now you're creating habits, you're creating momentum, drive, focus for yourself. How important is it to be around like-minded individuals, or to have good mentors, actually?
Say it again, Brother Ziad. I didn't follow.
How important is it to be around like-minded individuals?
How likely to be?
How important is it to be around like-minded?
Yes. I got it.
Like having like mentors in your scope, you can say, like in your 5 kilometer radius.
It's very important to have mentors in your life. Until now, I have 3 mentors, 2 for leadership. One of them is Dr. Tariq Swaidan. I'm still doing training with him. Another one, supervisor with the university, Professor Jess Murphy. She is mentoring us with leadership. And the third one is a mentor for business. So mentoring is we need someone to be to push us to do things, to motivate us. Sometimes friend is a mentor, a coach, a life coach, a mentor for diet, mentor for physical, mentor for business, mentor for financial. These I really, really suggest, if you have mentor in any area of your life that you are struggling with, even if you're not struggling, and if you want more knowledge, it's really important to have this mentor. And you have, if you don't have a mentor, you go back to your friends that you trust them. You trust them with your goals, because your personal goals, I do not advise you to tell everybody about your personal goals. So tell just your very close friends that they are trustworthy people, honest people. They care about you. This kind of people, they are like mentors to you, and you choose your people. You choose where to go and with who you want to stay. This is the point. You have to choose the people they believe in your ideas. That's the people, they motivate you and they push you to do the positive things in your life. Any questions?
Yeah, doctor, we have a question from Leslie.
Yes.
She said, how to manage focus and how to minimize distraction.
Okay, Leslie, thank you for this question. This is our dilemma. So this is our problem. First, if you are talking about social media, just shut your phone. That's the first thing to do. If you want, this is me. I want to work on my material, even because my phone is connected to my laptop. Even if I put it on silent, it's not gonna work with me. It's gonna ring in front of me on the laptop. So what I do, I just shut it down. I don't open it if I do have work. This is one thing. And how to minimize, you minimize heaps of distraction when you don't focus, but on your activity or your goal that you are doing now. Don't worry about anything else. Focus, as I said in the matrix, in the time management matrix, focus on the activity that they are connected with your plan. Write your plan, write your goals. This is connected with my vision. This is connected with my goals, with my strategy. You do it. If somebody from outside asks you for something, you have to be kind and apologize. I'm so sorry, I can't do it. Don't be shy to say no, because if you don't say no, we are so nice, but we are losing. We are losing our time. We are wasting our time, and we don't achieve any goals in our life. We have to do this. We have to be really brave to do this. It's not easy, I know, but you can do it. It will become a habit. Of course, thank you, Mai. Thank you, Shaima, for attending. Any other questions? Iman, do they have any question I missed, or that's it?
All good, Doctor. No more questions here.
Thank you, Musaf. Thank you for attending. It's lovely to see you here.
Doctor, I probably have another one. Just something came to my mind as well.
Yes.
On the back of everything you've just mentioned, I suppose it's all channeling down to something which you did mention, self-awareness. How important is that for a leader?
Self-awareness?
Yeah, to have that consciousness about themselves, who they are, why they exist. Just maybe some words in your experience and your thoughts on that.
I think you did many workshops with me. Is that right, Brother Ziad? You did. You just the first one, you discovering future leaders. You didn't do. You remember the principle and concept of leadership. So the characteristic and the qualities of leaders are to be self-awareness, this and intelligence, and this is the characteristic. The first characteristic that you. That's from studies, not from me, not from you. This is about studies. It's been done on any leader, on good leaders, and we talk about good leadership and bad leadership, and we have heaps of example of good leadership in the Quran and bad leadership in the Quran. You know, Pharaoh, he's a bad leader, but why? Because he has bad goals. So three kinds of bad leaders: bad goals, unethical leaders, and not competent. So if you want to be a good leader, and you have to be intelligent, you have to have this forward looking in the future, and we said intelligent. What else? Credibility, trustworthiness. We talk about this in the research of James Kouzes and Barry Wosner. So you have to have these values, connecting your values and the shared values of your organization with the team. That's the first thing you do. And I like this expression or statement by Dr. Stephen Covey. He said, I teach my team correct principle, and they govern themselves. It's really beautiful. So we have this principle. The universal principle are from Islam. We have this principle. So what do you have to do? We just have to connect the trust, the credibility with the values, these values with our people, and let them do the work. Let them do the work. Trust them. I am with the freedom of the people to do whatever they like. If they are doing their job, that's fine. Okay, that's excellent. But you have to keep training, keep having this knowledge to be able to be a good leader. Because as we said before, we have innate ability and acquired ability. And with the innate ability, it's very, very easy to train them. With the acquired ability, you have to always train yourself. Learning and knowledge, we have to keep having this in our life, updating our information, updating ourselves with training. And the minimum training for every person who wants to be leader is 45 hours a year for training. That's a list. 45 hours a year. That's yeah, you can break it down into monthly if you want, but this is 45 hours a year. Anything else? It's just
Thank you very, very
nice
much.
to be with you guys. Are welcome. You are welcome, always welcome, Brother Ziyad. And everyone, thank you everyone for attending, for attending our workshop. Inshallah, I hope to see you in our future workshop as well. And yes, Iman, we will put the recording of this session in our YouTube channel, and you can send. But I really appreciate if you can give us your feedback so we can improve. There is